Hello everybody. Just so you guys are aware, it is an emote only mode, and on YouTube it's on subscriber only mode. If you would like to speak, we will get into that as soon as we possibly can. Let me know if the music is too loud. Actually, I'm just gonna turn it down. I mean, obviously I want some music, but I don't want it to be too crazy, so... Alright. This is it. Finally talking about it. If you guys have noticed for the past couple of years, on streaming, I have streamed for like 3 consecutive months, and then all of a sudden I would take a break. The next thing that would happen is I stream for another 3 months, take a break, stream for another 3 months, take a break. There's a cycle that has been happening, and I'm not liking it one bit. I'm starting to realize that this is getting a little bit worse than I thought it was. Now, I am on birth control. I have the medication right here, literally in my hands, that I take, and for some reason, it could be just a lack of, understanding of what these drugs are doing to me. There could be a lack of understanding of, if I'm getting enough estrogen. There could be a multiple of reasons as to why my anxiety is getting as bad as it is. And, I'm starting to realize I need to stop the habit. Now, I see that a lot of you are in chat. Hello. Hi. It's nice to see you. If you're joining me for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is Aeryn. A-E-R-Y-N. No, you were not saying it wrong. It is, spelled differently because that's what I was named. And my name, Aeryn Party, is mainly because I love Mario Party and I love being myself and being a goofy little guy, But recently I've not been a goofy little guy. I've been a very sad little guy, and I've been trying to figure out how to fix it. But it's not as simple as, hey, I can turn on a camera, go ahead and stream for a couple hours, get frustrated at a game, and see if it gets me anywhere. No, it's not that simple. I wish it was, but it's not. So what exactly is generalized anxiety disorder? I'm going to go into a little bit about it. I'm not going to go too much into it, but we will talk about what generalized anxiety disorder is. The main issue is that I wish it wasn't called generalized anxiety disorder. What I wish it was called is anxiety disorder. That's it. You shouldn't call it generalized because, one, it feels like it's dumbing it down to a point where it's not going to be affecting you at all in everyday life, but it does. It affects me every fucking day of my goddamn life, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. But here we are. This is what we're going to talk about today. What is generalized anxiety disorder? Occasional anxiety is a normal part of life. Many people worry about things such as health, money, family problems, but people with GAD feel extremely worried and nervous more frequently about other things, even if there's little to no reason for the worry about them. See how that's a problem? That's a big problem. Let me see if I can I zoom in? I don't want to, but just so you guys can see this a little better. Alright. So what are the signs and symptoms of generalized anxiety disorder? Well, we can talk about it. Worry excessively about everyday things. Hello. Have trouble controlling their worries and feelings of nervousness. Hello. Knowing that they worry much more than they should. Feeling restless and having trouble relaxing. Having a hard time concentrating. Startle easily. You know why those scare alerts get me every time? That's why. Having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. I literally have my comfort pillow. This is Harold. He is the one I sleep with at night because I literally have to hold on to something in order to sleep. That's how bad it's gotten. To the point where I've needed to hold on to something in order to fall asleep. It's like if you were holding on to a cold pillow or something to get you to fall asleep. That is one of those things that I definitely do. So, his name is Harold. He's very happy to be here, but he's also like, what are you doing? Why am I not in the bed? Feeling irritable or on edge. That usually happens when I get to the point where I'm overworking myself and streaming way too much, and I end up getting really frustrated. For example, the last game we played was Madison, And it scared me very much. And it was a very scary game. Now, I volunteered to do it, okay? And you guys also got me to a goal where I would finish the game. However, I was getting so frustrated. I was on edge, and I didn't feel like I was actually performing well. Which, in turn, made me think, uh-oh, something is happening, right? I sweat a lot, feeling lightheaded or out of breath. Not all the time, but it definitely does happen. And having to go to the bathroom frequently is a thing I deal with on a regular basis. Now, this is just my anxiety disorder, right? This is just what I live with on an everyday basis, but there's so much more, right? I live with, I live with a lot of fatigue. I live with a lot of, restlessness, not being able to sleep. Not being able to live my life like I should, and it does affect my everyday work life. For example, I will give you an example as to what happened this past week. I was working with my coworker, and we were trying to kind of go through like a teaching lesson of how I'm supposed to code. I know how to code. I've done it for many years. I've been coding for like 5 years, but there was a point where he asked me a question, and I froze. Normally, I don't freeze when he asks me a question. Normally, I have the answer or I give some sort of close to the point of answering. But in that moment, I definitely did not. I panicked and I froze. And whenever I panic and freeze like that, that means an anxiety episode is happening. And usually when I'm in a point of stress of that nature, it gets to be a point where I can't physically do my job. I start to cry. I start to get really lightheaded. I start to really have pounding headaches. And all I want to do is run away and forget that I exist. It's almost to the point where it's so embarrassing for me to even be on camera because I feel like that I don't deserve the amount of help and amount of things in my life. Now, I guess I can talk about a little bit now. How did I get to this point? What made it so bad? And I guess I can go into a little bit of details as to why. At a very young age, my parents had depression, and it really affected them a lot. And as a kid growing up, you end up having to kind of feel their depression a lot and understand they're taking it out on you because they don't know who else to take it out on. And as much as I want to say it's not their fault, they shouldn't have, been treating me like they were. And I quickly had to learn how to deal with that at a very young age. Did I know I had anxiety at that age? No. I recently got diagnosed in 2018 when I was 20 years old. I didn't know how bad my anxiety was until I got to a therapist and I finally got a diagnosis. The fact that my parents didn't realize that this caused that much craziness and fatigue to me, it became really bothersome, obviously, for many reasons. I mean, obviously, I don't hate my parents. They're still my parents, but at the same time, I still wonder, what if it was different? Maybe, what if we had better financials? What if they weren't depressed? What if something was good in that situation? But of course, I can't change the past. I can't change any of that. So yes, I was officially diagnosed in 2018 by a therapist. I went to actual therapy at the time, and they diagnosed me with generalized anxiety disorder. But they told me it was in a severe category. Same with my depression, but my depression was actually more in a, mid-range category. It wasn't as bad as my anxiety was. What my anxiety tends to do, and I think it's different for everyone, mine is particularly evasive. What I mean by that is it likes to run away from certain things. For example, I love to stream, right? But if I start streaming for more than 3 times a week, or I start to pushing it through like 5 or 6 times a week, that's when you know something's off because I'm trying to run away from something. I shouldn't be streaming that much, first of all. Second of all, if I was streaming that much, I would have had to handle everything else first. For example, like cleaning up my kitchen. That is better now than it was before. If you guys were here during the horror month this past month, February, my kitchen was a mess. Like, an extreme mess. It is still kind of a mess. There's waifu cups everywhere. We'll get into that in a bit. Obviously, I wasn't taking care of myself in that moment. And I don't think I've really been taking care of myself for a while. Now, let me be very clear, I've been trying very hard to work on myself because not only did I promise myself when I came back to streaming that I wouldn't be focused on the numbers or relevancy or try to make this about, you know, me making it big on the platform. That wasn't enough for me, at least in my brain anyway. It still had something to latch onto that wanted to control, and I think another thing about anxiety is that it wants control over something. For those of you who don't know, who are new to my journey, I started streaming in 2021. Around the same time as the Pumas, around the same time as Ace and Shenzo and several others that are in this community that are huge now, and I'm kind of falling behind. For obvious reasons. I mean, I'm not the same as everybody else. I am not an affiliate for reasons. I'm not, and there's reasons why. In 2021, I also deleted all of my content. That my first year of streaming, because I thought for real I was gonna quit and I wasn't gonna come back to this. There was no way I was gonna do this anymore because it was too stressful, it was too much, or at least that's what my anxiety wanted me to think. But that didn't happen. Obviously, I'm still here. So why am I still here? Well, it's because, to put it simply, I love it. I love being able to hang out with all of you. However, what ended up happening was I didn't realize that it also was affecting Gigi, my partner, who was also really, like, wanting me to keep streaming, but also was like, I don't want you to keep streaming for the wrong reasons. But the fact of the matter is I didn't communicate that with him. Because I didn't communicate that with him, I ended up streaming behind his back. Or at least doing some sort of stream on Discord, and the moment I did that is when I betrayed his trust. And I almost lost the most important person in my life because I wanted something so bad. Or I was too afraid to tell him because my anxiety told me he's gonna hate you forever. And you'll never get him back. That he hates you for wanting this. He hates you for wanting to do all this shit. And that's not me talking. That's something else. That's, like, another person talking. Like, for real. I thought, for real, that Gage was never gonna talk to me again. If I decided, you know, that I wanted to stream again. It's not exactly what happened, of course. He's still with me after all of that. But do I regret it every single time I turn on the camera? Yeah. I do. Because I lied to my best friend. Because I thought that my worries and my anxiety was right. And I thought that that was the right thing to do. It's never the right thing to do to lie to your best friend, and it's never the right thing to do to let your anxiety win. I've been crying for a while, and I've been really nervous to even open up and talk about this because this has been such a hard thing for me to do. GG is my best friend, and he is also my partner, and he's also been a rock with me for the past couple of years as I've been trying to figure out my streaming journey, my anxiety problems and my therapy, and trying to figure out what the best course and solution is for all of this. So, with that said, what is the next step for me? Well, I need to stop the pattern somehow, because I can't be streaming nonstop and working my ass off nonstop for 3 months, and then all of a sudden I need to crash, and I start crying, and I end up hating myself, and I end up having a really hard time anxiety wise, and I can't let that happen anymore. I just can't. If this is going to continuously happen, then there's obviously there needs to be a change, right? Now, whether I make that change is up to me, obviously, but I also have really amazing friends, really amazing community. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know what I would do. I a lot of times I think about what it would be like if you guys weren't here and I wasn't on camera, and that, I just still play video games and was a dork, and I only had Gigi or my friend Hazel / Sinky up by my side, and I wonder what that would be like. It would be still kind of lonely, because I wouldn't, be able to interact with my Aunt Cinny as much. I wouldn't be able to interact with people that I'm actually really good friends with, like Razmafet, Puma Kato, Vinsanity Puma, Shenzo. I wouldn't have another outlet, to be able to hang out with people that have similar experiences. And sometimes, I think about it a lot, like what could have happened, and lots of what ifs, and that's, again, the anxiety talking. So what happens now? Well, I had a lot of plans for obvious reasons. Like, I was thinking in my mod chat the other day, like, what could we do to make things really fun? I have these 2 games right here, Animal Crossing and Zelda Link's Awakening, and I would love to. I know I'm not ready for that right now. I'm not ready for big things like mod versus Aeryn tournaments, or Animal Crossing, or anything of that nature, because I know I'm not ready. I'm not ready, and I'm also in a really bad state of mind. Literally, before coming on stream, I cried so much, and I'm still really sad that this will probably be the last stream for like months, and I don't know when I'm gonna be able to turn on the camera again. I know I'm sick. I know there's a lot of things I gotta do. I mean, for example, I'm even struggling financially, because mental health is not easy to cure, and therapy is so expensive, and my job can only do so much for me, because I'm contract. I don't have, the health insurance, the 401k, any of that right now. I am still struggling every day with the same shit, with the same problems, with everything going on in my life. I know that I'm scared. I know that I can't escape the situation, but my anxiety wants out bad. So the best way to prevent it is for me to get off camera. But I'm also gonna miss you guys very much, because 1, for some reason I feel like in the back of my head you guys are gonna forget about me. 1, and then 2, I feel like, for real, that I'm just another streamer with another I'm just like every other streamer, I guess, is the thing. and that I'm not important, and that there's so many other streamers you can watch besides me, and blah 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 blah. That, again, this is all the anxiety talking. I'm really scared. And I really want to get myself into a better position, but I'm also scared of the what ifs. What if the drugs don't work? What if therapy doesn't work? And what if you guys really do forget about me? You know? What if I never get better? I'm like trying really hard to hold back tears, guys. I'm sorry. Um if this doesn't get any better, I won't be able to sleep at night. If it doesn't get any better, I'm not gonna be able to stream with you guys ever again, so I have to do something. I need to stop the cycle before it gets worse, but at the same time, I'm gonna miss you all very, very much. I don't know when I'm gonna come back. I don't. And you know what? I'm not even gonna make promises that I'm going to come back. Maybe I'll just, come on stream for like a one-off thing, but it won't be a scheduled stuff. It won't be scheduled stuff for a while. And that's just the unfortunate thing. I won't be able to do stuff for a while. And I know that. Because I'm not ready to get it to do stuff anymore. And if I decide I want to do something about it, I need to do something about it. I just can't. And if I try to do exactly what I've been doing, which is working for 3 months nonstop and then crashing like I have, the cycle will never end. And then I will never get better, if that makes any sense. I don't want to lose you guys too, because I'm not taking care of myself. I almost lost GG because I didn't take care of myself. I don't want to lose you guys either. So I'm making a point to record this and let you know that I am willing to take care of myself. Because if I don't, this will never end. I will never get better. And I know that's not what you guys want for me. You have no idea how much I'll miss you. How much I'll miss being able to be a goofy little girl on stream and just pretend to be Emperor Palpatine. Or just make stupid jokes about loonies. Get angry at video games. Stuff like that I'm going to miss very much. I know that I have a lot of work to do. So. Alright. Now that I've gotten a lot of that off my chest, I'm gonna take it out of emote only mode if you guys would like to talk and ask questions as to what I will do moving forward. As far as on YouTube, this is what you got. This is just me telling you what you gotta do. But for those of you on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you guys need anything, let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know. Over here on Twitch, I will be having a good discussion.